That has been the atmosphere at the Lumley Beach since the baby whale hit the seashore almost 2 days ago. Some fishermen confirmed that the baleen whale was tangled in their fishing net and they thought it was a big fish.
Go till 9 o'clock. So when we reach there, it's in there for now. We reach there. That's what I say. Right now, the chain of is small. Lot shape, lot consistent, lot of the other thing. The net. So now cut it in. We feel it in past 10 o'clock. We start to see the tin. Bomb of fuel. So now go with the tin. We don't draw. We can near a mark. So now we try for outside the tin. We know who can fish. But the tin in the show. Now after the show. But the place is not too deep. So in the effect now, for let pull you out. And let me pull you out now. Let me pull you out. So now we tie the chain by this boat. For let the thing come up no more. And the thing now link the boat. The left small for let the boat on the ball. Now cut the rope back. So now call this brother. For say fish, don't can fish by you know. And we don't know who's can fish.
We go now for go church now the chain. Follow you, we try follow you, do the fish, follow you, the fish go. So we not able as we church the chain so then the chain bring we can land instant. Can lap. So that until you wrap the machine with the beam. Machine for done go front left now at time. So now can land. So try now for Freetown for the boat there. That the only one the other boat we hook out now we able. So now we couch we because the chain they panam. Then the other chain back it depend the boat. So no go way again or get mine for go only chain for so cut away again. Because the chain fearful.
The whale laid so weak, probably as a result of the injuries sustained with multiple deep cuts, which prompted the Fisheries Ministry to call on the service of Dr. Jallo, who is an animal specialist. He said the wounds are as a result of the way people manhandled the whale.
We have to come and see how we can rescue, but we have limited things. But what we saw, there are so many wounds. Maybe when we are trying to push it outside yesterday, it sustained so many wounds. But what we can do now, what we did was really to give fresh aid, at least to protect the wounds from infection. That's what we've been doing. We have cleaned the wound, disinfected it, did some spray plaster. This plaster, when you use it, it dries up the wound and forms a very good coating. So that is basically that's what we have done.
This whale was dragged halfway into the ocean, but because it is not too deep, this morning the tides washed it back to the shore. And currently, a veterinarian doctor, Dr. Jallo, is giving it first aid. And behind me, there is a boat set to help it back to the ocean and take it where it belongs.
Assistant Director of Fisheries, Victor Hamusa Kabo, said, even though they have experience in helping animals like this, but there was no proper coordination with other rescue workers in helping this marine life.
There's an institution called the Joint Maritime Organization. It's a 9 institutions come together to actually look at the protection of resources within the marine environment. So we need actually to hype up and then see how best we can in future when these things happen, how can come together as a unit and then be able to do it. Now as a ministry, we are actually responsible for the welfare of these animals. So we as a nation, we as a ministry has already decided and we know things to do. We need to put in place. First of all, we need to do sensitization of the fishermen so that in future they will not catch these things and bring them to shore.
The baby whale was finally dragged back to the sea. But with the multiple injuries sustained, the assurance of its survival is questionable. Salifu Cherona Kamara, AYV News in Freetown.